Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. I'm your host, SunX, and with me, as always, is the grumpy old man. They say there's no shame in his game because he's always the same. I totally messed it up. The NHL analyst and expert. Our NHL analyst and expert, the grumpy old man.
How do you screw that up?
I don't know. I got it right the first time.
Yeah, but you forgot to activate the podcast.
That is very true. I forgot to hit go live.
Yep. Let's get to some housekeeping items first before I attack you.
That is correct. So before we get into the show, in case you guys like the content, and even if you do not like the content, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, so that way we can get this show out to the masses. Also, if you do enjoy the content here, we also have another show called TJ and the Grumpy Old Man Show, and we would appreciate it greatly. You guys,
when does this show come on?
It is Wednesday at 9.
Wednesdays at 9 o'clock
Eastern Standard Time.
Wednesdays at 9 o'clock, people. The show will be one day a week. Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. The Islanders Never Say Die podcast. We also have another show, the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man Show, which is linked on our YouTube page, TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. That show is Sundays, 8 o'clock.
I was getting to that part.
We have to let the people know when we're coming on.
I was getting to that part. You just cut me off. It's all good. So also, another piece of information and news, we are going to be hosting a fantasy football draft for the Islanders League on Monday starting at 8 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think TJ is in charge of that league, so he's going to be setting it up. So it'll probably be 8:45, 9 o'clock.
No, that's not the way it works. You set the time.
I am aware. I'm aware. I was making the joke because he's always late. Okay.
Next Monday.
Correct.
Monday coming up.
Yes.
Like not 3 days ago. Today's Wednesday, so it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days from now. If you are interested, message us on social media or email us at IslandersFansUnited@gmail.com. IslandersFansUnited@gmail.com. If you are interested in the Islanders Never Say Die Fantasy Football League. I don't even remember who won last year. 2 years ago, I won, and I didn't even remember that. I don't know who won last year. Maybe it was me again. I don't know.
I think Grumpy's cheating.
But we have a lot of fun in that league. It's no money league. It's an ESPN league.
Just bragging rights.
That's bragging rights. Yep. And believe me, there are some people like to brag here. Not me, but there are some people who like to brag around here.
Oh, you never brag. Okay.
I not when I win, I don't.
Oh.
unless somebody giving me a bunch of crap, then okay, then the payback. You got to give you a receipt. That's all. I keep the receipts. TJ will be in the league. I will be in the league. X could be in the league. That's
X
a waste.
will be in the league.
Oh, X is going to be in the league.
Taking home the crown, buddy.
Okay. So I know there are some people who asked about this league on the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show. So we will have an Islanders fantasy football league. Islanders Never Said Die fantasy football league. Please contact us immediately, if not sooner, so we can put the league together. Okay.
And I do want to get into one comment here real quick that JP posted. We have figured out the issue with the YouTube notifications. Our timer that is set for the other show, the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show, is not long enough. So since it's only 30 seconds, by the time the notification actually reaches you, the show's already started. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a longer timer from here on out. So that way the notification gets sent out in plenty of time.
Which is better because, I mean, honestly, I'm not saying the music that is the bumper music for this show is the greatest music ever made. But the music on the other show, the 30 seconds, is like, come on. No, that should not be a sports show music. I'm sorry. Maybe like a knitting class or, something of that ilk.
We should play bell tolls.
Well, we use free music. Okay.
I'm aware.
So that's what we do.
I'm aware.
So you're aware. I don't know if you're aware or not.
I am aware, Grumpy. I am aware. So I think we've gotten through all that.
And we don't have the DraftKings sign up. Was there a reason?
Because I put that comment up. I didn't want it to block. So
okay. All right. So what was the comment?
It was just JP asking that. It's letting us know that he got the YouTube comment. So I was just letting him know we figured out the issue on the other show.
Okay. There's a couple other comments I think we should hit right off the top before we jump into our show today. State of Survival says, we got another TJ on our hands. Late again. Now, X, technically we were late. It's because X,
I was trying to set up the microphone, which I did get working. So
he's got the microphone working. He doesn't have a mic stand. He's holding it like TJ used to.
Need to get a mic stand.
I mean, he got the little cord that I sent him. All he had to do was plug it in. All he had to do was plug it in.
And I actually had to plug it in, then I had to download something as well. So I had to do two things.
He's had it for weeks.
I have.
Over a month. And
I won't deny it. I ain't gonna lie.
That's an X failure once again. I see we got the Aurora Borealis going on back of your head.
Always got to.
I do want to read the next question. This is the one I want to read. Robert V. X's basic hockey question of the week. Name the Islanders division and the other 7 teams in it. Have you looked this up on the sly?
No.
Okay. What's the name of the Islanders division?
I know it is the Metropolitan Division.
Okay.
I do know that.
Can you name the 8 teams in that division? Can you name any of the
local teams, right?
Can you name any of the teams in that division?
The Penguins.
The Penguins? Okay, there's one.
The Devils.
The Devils, that's 2.
The Rangers.
Rangers is 3.
Oh God.
I'm going to give you one. The Islanders are in this division.
Okay, the Islanders. There we go. Oh, the Islanders. There we go. We got
that's
one.
4. There's 4 more teams in that division.
Are they local? Are they like around?
Yeah.
All East Coast?
Yes.
Okay. Boston.
No.
Okay. Is one of them a really local team?
They're all local teams. They're pretty local teams.
Carolina.
Yes, Carolina. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Give me a hint. The other couple.
Capital.
Oh, Washington Capitals. Okay.
Washington Capitals. Okay.
You
named Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, I got the Pens.
There's 2 more.
I don't know.
The team I hate the most.
Oh, the Flyers.
Flyers.
Okay. And then give me another hint.
Oh my God, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh, okay. Columbus Blue Jackets. Whoa.
So you got 50%.
Who is it? Rick Nash. Rick Nash, the only player I knew who played for them. And then Johnny Gaudreau, who passed away while he was on the team.
Yes, there you go. Okay. So I would say you failed that quiz.
I would say I failed. I got a couple of them, though.
You got a couple of them.
I know the teams, but obviously
You just don't know who we're playing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
what,
Well, I just look at the season schedule.
it's only
I'm like, oh,
important for playoff positioning and stuff like that. So
come on. Who cares? Who was worrying about the playoffs? Come on.
not the Islanders.
Well,
Okay.
any
So
other comments you want to hit real quick or no?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to present something.
So
here.
let's just say this what we're talking about today is where the Islanders stand with training camp like 3 weeks away, roughly 3 weeks away. And there was an article that came out yesterday and today on The Athletic talking about the Islanders prospect rankings, which I always find interesting. And the Islanders ranked number 9, which is a big improvement from last year. X, do you know where they were from last year? Do you know? Any idea? Where they ranked last year?
27th.
No, close. They were 25th last year.
Oh, dang it. I was going to guess 25 too.
Yeah.
I was close.
Are we going to click on that article?
Yeah. So it's not the article. It's just the picture.
Okay. Well, I'm going to run down just the players that they had. And I do want to talk about some things that I found interesting. As anyone who's had the Athletic or even the ones who haven't, they have like a breakdown of each individual player and where their strengths and weaknesses are based on skating, puck skills, hockey sense, compete, shot, stuff like that. And the Islanders' top prospects were Matthew Schaefer was number 1, which we expected. Number 2 was Victor Eklund, who we drafted also in the first round. Number 3, Kayshawn Aitchison. Number 4 is Callum Ritchie, who was acquired in the Brock Nelson deal. Number 5 was Danny Nelson, a center who projects as a bottom 6 center for the Islanders. Number 6 was Daniil Prokhorov. He's a big winger that we drafted this year, number 42. Number 7 is Marcus Gidloff, goaltender, 6'6". I don't know where the heck he's
huge.
He's a big boy, and he plays in the SHL. He was number 7. I'm sorry. Number 8, Cole Eiserman, who was our first round draft pick last year. And number 9 is Burke Hood, who was drafted this year.
Is that Steve's son?
Whose son?
Steve Eiserman?
No, it's not. It's total different spelling.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You should familiarize yourself with the spelling. Steve Eiserman is Stevie Y.
Okay, yeah, I knew that.
And Cole Eiserman is like Eiser.
Gotcha.
MAN. So they're 2 total different spellings. So they're probably not related. I know they're not related, but probably not, just with the different spellings. We're going to say probably not related.
They're distant relatives.
Yes. And X, I don't know about you. I don't know if you heard about the hype last year. Cole Eiserman was our number 1 prospect.
I'd heard the name before. That's why it stuck out to me, and I didn't know about the spelling, but I'd heard the name before.
Is it surprising to you that he dropped all the way to number 8? And if someone drops to 8, do you
there's
think
something wrong with them?
Well, I was going to ask you if you think it's the fact that the Islanders just have a whole bunch of new prospects who are just better than this year, or that the players dropped a little bit.
I think it can maybe be a little bit of both.
Combination of both.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. I think it's the fact that some of the players, we had higher draft picks this year, so obviously they're going to be looked at as better, I think, in some people's eyes. So I think it's a little bit of combination of both.
And the younger guys usually get more of a higher rating.
They get the bump, that initial bump. Yes.
Like, because they're younger.
And they have the hype around them because the draft just happened and they were just picked.
Right. But also it could signal that, okay, maybe this guy has not developed as he should have.
Yeah, true. He might be slipping. So
that's often the case, is guys just kind of slip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the case. When I looked at that, I'm like, why is Cole Eiserman so low? That was the first thing I thought, is like, man, why is he so low? Because I know that we, had a really good draft this year. They gave us an A+ in our draft. I thought our draft was phenomenal also. So I didn't have a problem. But then I'm like, why is Cole Eiserman so low? I mean, particularly when you look at the other guys. And here's what they said. Yzerman, they said skating is NHL average, puck skills, NHL average, compete, NHL average,
That's not
hockey
good.
sense, NHL average, shot high end. And they give their analysis. Yzerman had a productive freshman season for BU, scoring 25 goals in 39 games. He's also been one of the best pure goal scorers in any game he's in. He's a lethal wrist shot and a one-timer, often being a threat to score from the faceoff dots, and the power play can flow through his ability to score. The debate is what he brings to an NHL team other than his shot. Yzerman's a good skater, puck handler, and passer, and plays reasonably hard, but nothing about his game truly jumps out, and he's not a premium play driver at even strength. There have been times I've thought his skill has risen to that level, but not as much lately. He'll play because of how he can help on the power play, but I can see an NHL level truly. I can see the NHL level truly testing him and a coach's patience. I said something earlier this offseason when I saw comparisons between Cole Yzerman and Oliver Wahlstrom. The fan base hated Oliver Wahlstrom. Why? He was a one-trick pony just with a really good shot.
It sounds like he's the same exact player.
That's what it seems like to me. And it seems to me that, he dropped in his draft year. So a lot of GMs maybe have properly assessed him as just being a one-trick pony. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with the Islanders picking him where they did. He was a little bit of a depreciated asset when it came to the draft. I didn't have a problem with that. But still, I was surprised that he dropped below in these rankings, below guys like Danny Nelson in particular. He was rated higher than Danny Nelson, and he dropped. And the thing about Danny Nelson is, he plays a lot of minutes for Notre Dame, and he was one of their best players when they won the World Juniors last year. He's 6'3", 212 pounds, so he's got a big NHL sized body, right? And it's not his skill that makes him appealing; it's his compete and his hardness to go with his natural athleticism.
You can't teach compete. You either have it or you don't.
That's right. He's physical, gets to the net, and is defensively responsible and kills penalties well. He makes a ton of plays, but he could chip in goals at the next level. He projects as a highly likable third line center. Okay, if he's a third line center, great. What does it say about Cole Yzerman? Because there's nothing special, really special.
Well, he's a sniper, and that's about it.
He's a sniper.
Yep.
But what you've seen, particularly this year in the draft, we've mentioned it before, the Islanders went for guys who are high-end compete players.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely did. And maybe that's also something else that's bumping them above him.
Right. And the fact I saw him play last year, and I was like, no. There's something about it. It seemed like he just did not want to go to the dirty areas. He was goal hanging a bit. I'm not for that. We already have Anthony Duclair on this team, the quitter. He's already on this team. Very similar.
Would you say, though, that he maybe be an asset for, I know they don't do this, but I was going to say for like a power play guy?
Yeah.
If he's great at shooting, like that seems like that's what he'd be perfect at, but that's really about it.
But there you play more than, he's going to have to contribute in some way 5-on-5.
Yeah, exactly. You can't waste a spot on your roster for somebody who's only there for power play. I understand. And that's why I was saying I understand that, but I feel like he'd be best suited for like a guy who's, comes in for power play.
Yeah. And like I said, I didn't have a problem drafting him where they did. I'm not saying he's going to bust out, but that's the thing with these kids when they're drafted at, 18 years old. It's like a lot of them don't pan out.
Yeah, you're taking a risk on them. I mean, let's be honest. You're always taking a risk on young kids because you have no idea how they're going to develop and how they're going to grow. You just don't. It's a crapshoot. You're shooting dice at that point in time.
And let's be honest. They're all boys. They're all boys for the most part. You have to make those projections. It's not like, football, for instance, where these guys are all 21, 22 years old. Baseball, it takes a long time before you break into the Major League Baseball.
Unless you're really, really good,
Right.
like Mike Trout and, Bryce Harper, who immediately broke into the league out of high school. We knew Mike Trout and Bryce Harper were going to be really good. I mean, especially Bryce Harper. Unless you're a player like that, though. What about McDavid? Did McDavid break into the league right away?
Oh yeah, right away, immediately.
Right. Yeah. So that's a guy that like people knew. Yeah, he's gonna make it. Kind of
Yes.
thing. Okay.
Yeah. And I just wanted to touch on another couple of guys. A guy who was I was interested at number 9 was Burke Hood. He's a 6'3" goaltender. Um, uh, he was impressive last year, and he played for the Vancouver Giants, and he was pretty reliable player. He has decent size, and he moves like a pro. He's not explosive laterally, but he's pretty athletic in the lower body and can make difficult saves. Okay, you got Sorokin signed with the team for what, the next 7 years?
Yep.
So, there's a chance that, they're going to need a backup anyway. So I don't have a problem with them. It was interesting that they also had another goalie who was drafted in 2024. And, there's always like, you draft a goalie every year. Draft a goalie. Never know what's going to happen. Marcus Gidloff, he's another goaltender who played against men last year. And like at 6'6", he's a big kid and can fill the net, right? Okay, is he as fast side to side as Sorokin? No, but he's another guy. He's tough to beat laterally just because of his size. He tracks the puck well and he stays square to the puck. He plays aggressive. He can give up bad goals at times. Okay, 19 years old? It's going to happen. Everybody needs to be more consistent. But he could become a legit tandem goalie in the NHL for the Islanders. So that's, I like that. Is the goalie going to pan out? Who knows? I'm not opposed to rolling the dice, though.
Yeah.
A guy who I thought wound up rating a little bit higher than I thought he was going to was Daniil Prokhorov. He's a big physical kid. Again, high-end compete from him, right? And he really progressed this year. He had a great recent performance for Russia's U18 team. He's a huge winger with good hands, and he makes a lot of skill plays in open ice at full speed and in traffic. Here's the thing that he struck me with. He's really freaking physical. He hits guys. He lays the body. He plays direct. There's no, all right, I'm going to skate and do circles out here and pirouettes. That's not him. For a big guy, he moves pretty good for a big guy, right? 6'5", 218. He's not going to be Connor McDavid out there, but he can move for a big guy. He's not a natural goal scorer. But something, he looks like a guy who could be a top 6 player. He could be. I'm not saying he's going to be a first liner, but he could be a guy, a grinder and a digger on that second line. I could absolutely see that from him. But I was surprised he was that high. Danny Nelson, once again, was number 5. Number 4 was Callum Ritchie. He's the guy that we acquired for Brock Nelson. He was the main piece, that and next year's first-round draft pick. Last year, he's 6'2", 190, so he's got good size. He can play in the middle. He's probably, hopefully, I think what the Islanders are really hoping for him is to be second-line center going forward. That's what I think. Maybe in the future he could turn out to be a number 1 center because he is responsible. He plays two-way hockey. For him, he made Colorado out of camp last year, but that was just, okay, let's see what he does. He played 9 games. They sent him back to juniors, and he wasn't great in the World Juniors last year. But, he's not going to be a bust. I think what the Islanders should do is let him continue to percolate a little bit at Bridgeport. I would not rush him into the lineup this year. We've talked about that often. Some issues he needs to work on. And his compete is NHL average, okay? Not somebody the Islanders drafted, NHL average. Some of his deficiencies is that he can play a little bit too much on the perimeter, and he can frustrate with his consistency. But his effort level is good enough that it shouldn't be a liability in the NHL. So he could project it. Top end is like a second line center if he hits. So hopefully he can turn into a second line center.
How is compete measured, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay. Sam Bennett. What do you think his compete level is?
High.
Brad Marchand.
High.
That's a high compete guy.
So you're talking about somebody who's not afraid to mix it up, kind of.
Somebody who's okay for the Islanders. I'm trying to
like a grinder would have high compete level, right?
A grinder has to have high compete
Yeah.
level. That's how you make the team.
Like, would you consider McDavid high compete level?
I consider him high compete. Yes.
Okay.
I think. I mean, he's not
like
afraid.
I consider Ovechkin high compete.
Again, Ovechkin. Yeah, I consider.
I'm gonna have to bring him up. I consider him more than McDavid. If you're talking about like a Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand type, I think Ovechkin fits the mold of a player like that more than McDavid does. McDavid's more finesse and skill.
Aaron Ekblad, high compete guy. Florida's got a bunch of them on the team.
That's why they're winning.
Alexander Barkov, high compete.
Yes, high compete. Absolutely.
Matt Tkachuk, high compete guy.
Yes.
You have guys who
compete. Tkachuk brothers.
That's right. But if you have guys who are skilled and have that compete player, your team's going to be really good.
Yeah. Especially if you have a team that's loaded with them, because they're going out there giving 100% all the time.
That's right. Particularly from your leaders.
Okay, so I look at it as not afraid to get their hands dirty.
That's right. Not afraid. Okay. That's right. They're going to dig hard after every puck. They're
going to the corners,
dirty areas.
Yep.
High compete guys.
Okay.
Number
3.
That's okay. Number 3 for the Islanders was Keyshawn Aitchison. Again,
I like him.
High-end compete. Why do you like him, X? Why do you like him so much?
Big hitter. Good at fighting.
Here's what I think. You're going to like Alexander Romanov, that piece.
I probably will. He'll probably be my favorite. And you know what? I think I'm probably going to have to get his jersey.
My God.
His sweater. Don't
waste your money. But Aitchison, high compete guy.
Yes.
Right.
And he can also move the puck too a little bit. Not great because he's a defenseman, but he can absolutely, just in the tape that we saw, he can definitely move the puck. He can shoot. He can stick handle a little bit.
He's got a man body. They list him as
you can tell he's fully mature.
They look at him as 6'2", 198. My gosh, I think he looks bigger than that.
Yep. Not height-wise, but weight-wise, yes.
Big butt. I mean, big legs. Big upper body. I'm surprised he's lifted. He looks like he weighs more than 198. That's all I'm going to say is 6'2". He looks bigger than what he's listed. What they talk about him, they said he was one of the better defensemen in the OHL last year, and he played big minutes for Barrie. And he was also on Canada's U18 team last spring. He's hyper-competitive defender who doesn't back down from physical play and likes to agitate. He has the bite HL teams love. And if he does go over the line at times, even if he goes over the line at times, that's a problem. The Islanders have guys like that before. Mayfield used to be like that. Romanov is definitely like that. It's not bad to have guys who, as long as they know how to control themselves and go up to the line but not over, I'm fine with it. He's a good skater, strong enough hands, and his hockey sense to make plays at the higher level, and he has a solid point shot too. He's not going to run a power play. Don't need to worry about that with Matthew Schaefer on the team.
Yes.
But he lacks a natural sense at times with the puck. That's fine. I mean, the thing you want from a guy like him is his ability to play defense. You have Matthew Schaefer.
He'd be a great pairing if he can learn to stay back a little bit and not just always engage. He'd be a great pairing with Schaefer.
You're going to see Schaefer. I don't know if they'll be paired together in the long run. He is a left shot defenseman, which so is Matthew Schaefer.
You can always change.
Yeah, but as we saw with Noah Dobson, if you have a guy who's just reckless trying to run people all the time, it's going to expose the guy who's the offensive player. So he's either got to play back and play your position too, where he sacrifices his offensive game, or you're just going to have a bad defense pairing that just hemorrhages chances.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is if he can learn to stay back a little bit and be a little bit more, contain a little bit more, I don't know. I just feel like they'd be a good defensive pairing. I feel like him with the physicality and presence that he brings would be beneficial, and I think it would allow possibly Schaefer to play up a little bit higher.
I'm fine with that. But I just think he's got a little bit too much loose cannon in his game right now.
That's what I'm saying. If he can learn to kind of stay back and be more reserved a little bit as opposed to, going and just, cracking down on the first guy he sees and just laying. 'Cause, I mean, we saw that in his tape, right? Just
Yeah.
absolutely lays people out. First guy he sees, just even when they don't even have, like, when they've just gotten rid of the puck, he'll go, okay, I'm laying this guy out and put him in the hospital.
But what does it do?
It leaves you exposed in the
That's
back
right.
end.
You
Yes,
cannot.
I agree. But that's
I,
what I'm saying. If he can learn to adjust his game a little bit, I feel like they could make a good pairing for the future.
well, Alexander Romanov's 25. He ain't learned shit yet. He still ain't
Well, that's
learned.
Romanov. Everybody's different about learning.
That's true.
Everybody's different.
Now they project him. He can be a great top 4 defenseman, even if his puck play is just decent with his athletic tools and being a menace to play against. That's the whole thing. Bring a little bit of snarl to that back end. Again, the compete level. I love it. And that's one thing I loved about this draft. I've talked about it ad nauseum. Compete level, compete level, compete level. How many nights do we see the Islanders come out flat? How many third periods did we just see, oh, they're just invisible out there? When you have guys who will have high compete level, that's not going to be as much of an issue. Now, these young men are not ready to play in the league yet.
No.
But I like the traits that we see. I was bullish on this year's draft.
And I think one thing you see sometimes too, with especially younger players, which if these guys can develop within the next couple of years would be great. The younger guys usually play with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and they have something to prove.
Unless they feel entitled.
Well, yeah, that's true. So, I mean, it really depends on how I think it depends a lot on how they're treated, especially if, like, they're developing in the minors. It depends on how they're treated. If they're looked at like, oh, you're the greatest thing ever. You're so amazing. You're so awesome. Then they might come in a little bit entitled, as you were saying, and, not have that high compete or high motor because they feel like they already should have it and shouldn't have to earn it. But I know specifically with a lot of young guys, they'll come in with a fire under their butt and show that they have something to prove.
One thing I agree with you, though, you cannot teach compete.
Yes.
And hustle and drive.
You either have it or you don't.
When I was actually remember when I was coaching, it was always a struggle for me. I always said to the kids, hey, you don't have to be the best, but you can always try. You should never not try your hardest.
Yep. And
I always look for that compete level in kids. Always. Yep. Those are guys you win with. Mm-hmm. You win with guys who have high compete level. And then let's think about this. 2 more. Victor Eklund is number 2. Again, compete, high end. Skating, puck skills, and shot above NHL average. Hockey sense, NHL average. Okay, I can live with that. Everything else is above average and high-end compete. His brother William Eklund plays for the Sharks, and he was excellent this year playing against men. I'm not even going to pronounce the Swedish team he played for. It's too many letters. Allsvenskan, as well as Sweden's World Junior team. He's an excellent skater. His good speed and his edge work is what separates him, and his skating ability and how elusive he is and tight. Who else has the great edge work who plays for the Islanders? Do you know anybody who's really?
I know one player who's really sharp on his skates.
Who is that, X?
Matty B.
Okay, there you go, X.
Matty B.
I'm gonna bring your grade up from a F to a D
minus
that question.
To a D minus. Now I did have a question for you. I was reading some comments earlier, but you said that there's somebody that they hope that they can move into the second center slot, correct?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, never mind. We'll move on to the next thing. No worries.
Okay. The thing is, Eklund's a really skilled forward, and he can make creative plays. So he's a playmaker, and he can also do it in the tough areas. He's only 5'11", right? 170. He's not big, but he's a little undersized, but he plays like a big man. He's a tenacious competitor, and he hunts down pucks and is great at creating chances around the net. He projects as a top line wing. If they can get a first line winger and a first number 1 defenseman out of this draft, phenomenal. It's a great draft.
Yes, agreed.
And then you bring in Aitchison, if he could turn into a top 4 D-man. Prokhorov, if he could be a number 2 wing. It's a phenomenal draft. Again, Probably all these guys are not going to pan out, but you know what? That's okay. I can dream, can I? X,
Yeah.
I can dream about that.
It's
Right?
it's fun to watch. So
Absolutely.
it gives you hope.
That's it.
Something we haven't had in a while, right?
Yep, that's right. And number one player, Matthew Schaefer, of course.
Yes.
He's projected to be an NHL All-Star. Just tremendous. His main asset, of course, is his skating. Powerful, effortless, can close gaps and transition up the ice at a clear NHL level. Uses his feet to attack, leading and supporting rushes very well. He's intelligent for a defenseman with legit offensive skills. He creates a lot of chances due to his skating, but he can also break down opponents one-on-one with his hands and finds a lot of seams to make plays. He closes on checks at a high level due to his athleticism. He's not a guy who's going to blast you into the boards, but you know what? He's not afraid to hit you. He's also a great competitor, uses size to make stops, gives a great effort every shift, and projects to be be able to stop top players at the NHL level. He's a great talent who's already overcome tremendous personal adversity in his life. We know his mother died, the owner of his junior team passed away, and his billet mother committed suicide. This kid is a star in the making as far as I'm concerned.
Through it. He's been
By
through it.
far, the face of the New York Islanders going forward is this kid. I know a lot of people say, well, man, the Islanders should have been top 5 in prospects. They ranked number 9. I'm happy with number 9. I was happy with this year's draft. The last number of years under Lou Lamoriello, I didn't think the drafts were very good. Maybe Matthew Darsh went in there and said, hey, this is what we're looking for. Guys who can compete. Of course, it helps when you win the draft lottery, right?
It absolutely does. When you lose out on that All-Star game, you win that draft lottery. That does help.
It does help. And it also helps when you have 3 first-round draft picks. We have at least 2 next year. Hopefully,
I got
we
a
get
question
more.
for you, Grumpy.
Yes, sir.
When do you want me to order you your Schaefer jersey?
Not yet. I don't like his number, whatever it's going to be.
We'll find out because he'll be playing the first.
I think it's 25. I don't like the number 25.
Is it 25?
I think so. I don't like the number 25.
What number would you prefer?
Not 25. I don't know. I just don't like the number 25. Has never been like a cool number to me.
24 has, though. You know what number 24 was?
Scott Mayfield's number 24.
No. Jeff Gordon, number 24.
Oh, Jeff Gordon. Wow. Ooh, NASCAR reference.
That's right. NASCAR reference.
What did you remember what he called what did he call their little fans? The Rainbow NASCAR Warriors?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Nick Azzato says that it's actually 48 is what he thought it is.
Oh, gosh. It's even worse than 25.
48 is actually, that's Jimmy Johnson.
40. Wow. Look at you.
I know. Look at me. Honestly, I'm lucky. I'm lucky that
that was the grandma's favorite driver was Jimmy. It was Jimmy. She just called him Jimmy.
That's right. Jimmy. JJ. JJ's what she used to call him. JJ.
Jimmy do. And you boys always liked Jeff Gordon was your favorite. I think it was the flashy car and that he won. So I think that's why. You bunch of bandwagons.
That is right. Now, Grumpy.
So like I said, so for the prospect rankings, like I said, 3 weeks till camp. Prospect rankings. Could we have been a little bit higher? Yeah. Am I disappointed at number 9? No, not at all.
It's better than we've been.
Absolutely.
It's a lot better than 25.
That's right. There's only one guy with a chance to make the team this year, and that's Matthew Schaefer. And I hope, selfishly, he does it. Hope he plays 9 games and goes back to junior and just lights it up.
Matt C. posted Islanders already announced that he'll be wearing number 48 at camp and preseason. So he will be number 48. You might want to wait on that jersey a little bit.
I hate that number. I hate that number.
So Grumpy, we have here Bleacher Report Open Ice posted the Islanders have 2 captains and a Calder Trophy winner on their quarter century Mount Rushmore, which is John Tavares, Anders Lee, Brock Nelson, and Matthew Barzal. Would you change anything up about this?
Oh my God. Does it tell you how bad we've been the last 25 years?
Yeah, it's not been good.
You have an average player, average. Captain Average is on that team, right? It's in his name, Average Anders Lee. That's a Mount Rushmore guy for the New York Islanders in the last 25 years.
Yeah, not good.
No. Brock Nelson, absolutely freaking not. How many years has he really been good for this team?
How many would you say?
5?
5 years?
6? I mean, his best years were under Barry Trotz.
Barzal's been good, though.
Yeah, but he's hurt all the time.
Yes, he absolutely has been injury prone. I will agree with that. And Tavares was good until he decided to shaft us.
Okay. Tavares led us out of the dark times. Okay for Tavares, I guess. Okay for Matt Barzal. Honestly, I'm thinking 25 years. Who else could we put on Mount Rushmore? It's not Anders Lee. It's not Josh Bailey. At least he's not up there.
Pekka?
No. Pekka was in the 90s.
Okay.
And even if he was there in the 2000s, it wasn't there long enough.
You know who we could put up there?
But it just shows how poor we've been.
The best goalie of all time.
Ilya Sorokin. Yeah, I put Sorokin in there. I put Sorokin in there over either Anders Lee or Croc Nelson.
You know who I'm talking about.
Varlamov?
No. One of my favorite goalies.
I don't know. It had to be they had to play
Rick DiPietro.
Well, he wasn't playing in the 2000s, was he?
He was. He absolutely was.
Okay. Well, no for him. But yeah, Ilya Sorokin. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I put Ilya Sorokin. But again, how many years?
Been good.
But how many years has he been really good for the Islanders? What, 3, 4? It's tough. When a team is bad, it's tough to have Mount Rushmore guys. If we take a Mount Rushmore of the Islanders franchise, none of these guys is on it. Not a one. If you pick their first 25 years and their second 25 years, I could name 10 guys off the top of my head who were better than these 4 guys.
Well,
At least 10.
Let's compare. Who would you put on the? Who do you think has had a better Mount Rushmore, us or the Rangers?
In the last 25 years?
Last 25 years.
Rangers.
Who would you put on the Rangers Mount Rushmore? The last
Lundqvist has to be on there.
I would absolutely say Lundqvist. That was the first name that came to my mind.
Panarin has been better than anybody on this Islanders list.
You think better than Tavares?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Look at his numbers. You got
I don't know. Tavares was getting us to playoffs.
Krieger. Was Brian Lee still playing? I don't know if he was still playing in the 2000s. Most of his glory years were in the 90s, though, so I'll leave him off. Chris Krieger, Kreider, I'm sorry.
Kreider, yeah.
There's no comparison between the Islanders the last 25 years and us for individual talent. Just no. Okay. But here's the thing. Am I immersed in the Rangers? No, not really. So, I'm just those 3 guys just off the top of my head. Panarin. Might as well throw Zibanejad in there too, right? Zibanejad, Kreider, and Lundqvist. I think those 4 guys are better than Sturkin would be better than anybody on this Islanders list.
So you think you would substitute out probably Brock Nelson for Sorokin, though?
Or Anders Lee.
Both
of them.
That would probably be the one change you'd make. Nobody else?
I'm just trying to think of some other Islander that stood out for a particular length of time. Kyle Okposo.
Nah, I wouldn't put Okposo up there.
Yeah, like I said, when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, it's
the last 25 years. Yeah,
this shouldn't even be like the waiting room for Mount Rushmore. Is this group? Like, they do the tours.
Okay, you can't knock Tavares when Barzal's healthy, he's good, and Tavares was good when he was with us. Think about how bad the team was Tavares was playing with.
Okay,
still producing and putting up points.
Barzal has had one season over 80 points in his career.
It was the season he was healthy. He'd been hurt.
It was his rookie year when they didn't play any defense.
But that was still when he was with Tavares, though, right?
I don't know if they played together.
I think they did.
All I know is under Doug Waite. He put up a bunch of points. And I'm not poo-pooing Matt Barzal. I'm just saying that
I think you discredit him a lot. I think he's a solid player. Does he get hurt a lot? Yes, but I think he's still a really, really good player.
I'm
I
not
think you're
poo-pooing.
discrediting how good he is.
I'm not
a little
saying
bit.
he shouldn't be on the last 25 years Mount Rushmore, but I'm just saying the fact that a guy who's perpetually injured and has had 1 year with a forward, an offensive skill forward with 1 year over 80 points in his career, it just shows you where the Islanders are at. That's all.
Okay, but let's say he doesn't get hurt those seasons, right?
But he does.
I
But he does.
understand. I understand that he does. He's injury prone. I get it, right? I get it. But when he is healthy, would you not argue that he's a really good player?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's my point.
He's been the best. He's the best offensive player we have when healthy.
That's my point.
Yeah,
that's my point. I mean, sometimes you can't help getting hurt.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
I'm just I don't know. I'm just saying I think you're
I'm
just
not poo-pooing him.
but
He wasn't a guy I'm taking off the Mount Rush.
I'm aware that you're not taking him off, but you're saying that you'd put Panarin over him.
Yeah, I think Panarin's been a better player than him.
Healthy, you'd put him over a healthy Barzal though.
Panarin's had 100-point seasons for the Rangers.
I wouldn't put him over.
Okay. Panarin's really damn good. He's good.
I wouldn't.
He's good. And like I said, if you're looking at all-time Islander Mount Rushmore, none of those guys make it. Not a one. They're not even in the waiting room. No. They may be giving tickets to the guys who are, looking to get a Mount Rushmore. The ticket takers. That's it.
We have one more piece of information here before we're going to get into Grumpy.
Frank Nazar. He was drafted number 13 in the infamous year when the Islanders traded their first-round pick to pick up that useless Alexander Romanov. He's the worst defenseman on the Islanders, that Romanov. Horrible, totally bereft of offensive skill. Wouldn't know a defensive zone if he'd come and kick them in the butt. He blows.
But he makes the other team play with less men.
Including himself.
He lays him out.
He's horrible.
Sends him to the hospital.
I can't think of a worse player. And I found this funny where Chicago signed Nazar, who was a breakout performer for them last year. 7 years, $6.6 million. And I'm thinking the Islanders pissed away how much money on Romanov? 8 years, $6.8 million. That's about, and even Romanov said, we were not expecting that type of money or that much term. That's a bad contract for the Islanders. And it will be a bad contract for the Islanders because he's a crappy player.
Well, especially if like Aitchison pans out, it definitely will be.
Well, you don't know how long that Pellick is going to be there.
I'm just talking about if some of the young talent pans out and then he ends up getting dropped to like a fourth line defenseman, then it's not good.
Third pairing defenseman.
Yeah.
But he could be a fourth pairing defenseman for the Islanders.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A third or fourth line defenseman, then the money's not worth it.
Well,
it's really bad.
A fourth pairing guy sits in the press box. But think about who the Islanders' left shot defensemen are. Matthew Schaefer is going to be number 1.
Yes.
Adam Pellick right now is number 2. And you would have Romanov be number 3. I mean, you have Aitchison, you have Isaiah George. He wasn't even on the list of, top prospects anymore. How much faith does the Islanders organization have in him? Who knows? I just thought that the contract signing that Chicago did from Nazar, and I'm just comparing it to Romanov's, and the skill level of each player and the impact of the team. That's a really good deal for Nazar. Now, they signed him for they took away some years of unrestricted free agency, not a whole lot, like 2 or 3, but still, Nazar was really, really good, albeit for a bad team last year.
Yeah, honestly, it's worth it, for the production, right?
Yeah, and he's a kid that's just going to get better. Another kid with a high compete level.
Yep. That's all you can ask for, especially it seems like that's the way to win now.
I'm going to say one other thing about Alexander Romanov, and it's going to be a good thing. He's a high compete guy. He is.
Yeah.
He just has no talent and zero hockey sense. When they put in hockey sense, it just says it's like a straight line, like boo. They have high level above average, average, below average, and then Romanoff. That's how it is. It's like none. No hockey sense whatsoever. That's why he looks good to people, because he's always throwing his body around, diving in front of shots, because he's always out of position. Always out of position. Do you see Aaron Ekblad out of position? Do you even see Seth Jones out of position? No, you don't. Alexander Romanov, I don't even think he knows what position he plays. Just go out there, Johnny. Just skate. Do whatever you want. It's like a dad telling his kid, just go get every puck, Johnny. Go out there. Yeah, I know you're a defenseman, but you know what? Just take the puck and run with it. Everybody else come back and play defense. I want my kid, Johnny, to do whatever he wants. That's what it is.
All right, Grumpy, let's get into some comments.
Well, first, before we do that, I'd like to do the ad read right now.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yep.
I think it's important to do the ad read. Do you not think so, X? It's important.
It might be a little bit important to do the ad read.
Okay. Well, that's what
Maybe
we're
just
going
a little bit.
We're going to do the ad read here. So
all right.
I know that's important for everybody. And since I'm doing the ad read now, let's see how it goes. Okay. Once again, it's DraftKings. Okay. DraftKings Sportsbook. And game on, right? Week 1 starts now. Talking about the NFL season. And every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks anytime, TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift at DraftKings. Every play is your next shot to win. X, do you know if we have any of the lines out? I know that NFL starts next Thursday, I believe. But do you have
you talk about for
college? Like we got the big Ohio State Texas game this week, right?
Hold on 1 second. I can pull up the lines for you. Give me 1 minute.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I think that Ohio State is the favorite. I think it's a home game.
Ohio State is the favorite solely because it is a home game for Ohio State.
Okay. And is it wrong for me to hope that Arch Manning busts out in Texas with all the pub he's been getting?
I mean, that's a you decision. I'm pretty sure you know where my stance is on him. I feel like we don't have enough tape on him to determine whether or not he's going to be good.
He likes to run a lot. He likes to run a lot.
Yeah, so I'm not the greatest with betting and over under, but we've got Boise State, South Florida.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
That's enough of that. We just want to talk about that one game.
You just want to talk about Texas, Ohio State. Ohio State is minus 2.5. Okay. Over under is 47.5 points. So.
Okay. And those things can change. The lines can change. Who knows?
They absolutely do. Yep.
So just be careful when you bet. I'm not telling you who to bet.
Usually, if you're going to, it's best to probably bet right before the game starts when you know who's going to be active in the lineup.
Yeah, that's smart. Very smart.
Yeah.
But guess what? Guess what new customers can get? This one's for you, new customers. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off the NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. How much is? I don't know how much that
Sunday
is.
ticket, I think last year was like $400, $500.
Oh my goodness gracious! But I mean, you take $200 off of that, it's almost affordable, right?
Right. Yeah, it's gone up a lot. So
okay, but here's the thing. Okay, your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code THPN. That's code THPN. To get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off the NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, HOPENY, not Hope Any, HOPE-NY.
HOPE-NY.
467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire after 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only, and order renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer. So, hey, you know what? Don't be afraid to get that DraftKings app. Okay, X.
All right.
Now I'd like to bang out some of those comments if you don't mind.
Let's get some comments, Grumpy.
Kugun says, this year will the Islanders at least be entertaining? Sun X is replacing Grumpy's water supply too draining.
It is very draining. He drinks like a camel.
Is there anyone else when they come over always siphoning drinks out of that refrigerator?
DJ.
Anyone we know?
DJ.
Oh, anyone else?
Nope, it's TJ.
It's you.
It's DJ.
Frank from our site says, yep. Hello, gents and ladies.
What's up? What's up?
Mark Alberti says, building it, baby. Let's do it. XPun3414. Hey, boys. Hey, everyone.
What's up? What's up?
Freedom Fun Adventure says, okay, let's get right into it. No dodging anymore. Time to fix music and pull up Clutterbuck talking about Dobson. Cal blew up the Islanders never say die media cartels. Fake news gaslighting us on Dobson. Okay. We'll talk about this briefly. I didn't want to touch on it too much, but Cal Clutterbuck, who looks like he's been doing a lot more eating than studying contract situations by players in the last couple of years, said that he thought Noah Dobson would sign for $7 million a year. And I'm going to cut him a little bit of a break because he did, grant this interview before Dobson was traded, so before the offseason started. If you look at the contracts, Romanoff, that human piece of trash, $6.8 million with zero offensive production. No.
Yeah, he actually he said that on Spittin' Chicklets, the podcast. He had Noah Dobson coming in around 7.5 million, give or take.
With $1 million, give or take. Okay. You knew, look at the salary cap situation. You knew he was making more money than that. You look at the comps around the league. Noah Dobson is better than Darnell Nurse. Before last year and him going to Florida, Noah Dobson was better than Seth Jones. Those are his comps. They both make $9.5 million a year. They signed their deals a long time ago with the salary cap going up. He could have gotten more money if he wanted to. I think he played hardball with the Islanders because he didn't want to be here anymore. That's fine. I was on record as a Noah Dobson fan. I was on record. If he did not want to resign before this year started, you had to move him. Was I happy with the return? I was happy with the draft picks. I didn't want Emile the Eel, a fourth-line player, as the one guy coming back. I much rather would have had David Reinbacher come in as a right-shot defenseman. Why? Because the Islanders did nothing to replace Noah Dobson. Next week, we'll be talking about lineup comparisons last year and this year and where we think the Islanders fall. We're not going to go into that today. We wanted to talk about the prospect rankings, which I love the prospect stuff. So, and just for time with people, we'll talk about that next week. Mm-hmm. Okay. They got the best deal they could. No problem moving him. Didn't like that they didn't replace him. That's an issue. But there's a reason why you don't see Cal Clutterbuck making GM decisions. To think that Noah Dobson, $7.5 million, you're dreaming. You're absolutely dreaming. That was never going to be the case with the salary cap going up. If anything, he's underpaid. And he's going to light it up with Montreal. He's going to have a solid defensive partner back there. And you're going to see him take off. That's just the way I feel it's going to happen. Is he going to get as much power play time? Probably not. But it doesn't matter. He's going to get a lot of 5-on-5 points. He's going to be a rock for them. Go Noah.
Only time will tell, Grumpy.
Robert D says, Bleach Report named their Islanders Mount Rushmore the last 25 years. They named Lee, Nelson, Tavares, Barzell, who is Grumpy's pick for Mount Rushmore the last 25 years.
We already went over this.
Yeah, we went over that. I think I only came up with 3 guys.
Yeah.
Brock Nelson, no.
You said Sorokin. You'd move in there for.
And Anders Lee, no. I'm sorry, no. Nick D says, bi-weekly Wednesday at 1800 Pacific time. Did I say bi-weekly?
No, you said weekly, but they were saying bi-weekly because we did not do a show last week.
Oh, well, whose fault was that, X?
I was out of town. Sorry.
There you go. It was X's fault.
Sorry about it.
Says Son X. It's tough. I mean, Son X, he doesn't know a whole lot of hockey. So I dig up little tidbits, but he has nothing to contribute. So
I will have stuff to contribute when the season starts.
That's what he says. I don't have much faith in that.
All right.
Gungun says, Son X, I dig the new haircut.
Thank you.
Was the trading of Dobson a punch to the gut? What did you think about the Dobson trade, X?
Based on the way that you describe it, it's a punch instead of the gut, but to the nether region.
Ooh.
The way that you're describing it.
Here's the thing.
You're saying we're not going to be able to get those points back. And that's what your concern is.
Well,
but
absolutely not.
Here's my thought process on it. And you've heard, if I've said this before on the show, if he doesn't want to be here and you can get assets for him, you're better off just cutting ties with him, letting him go, getting as much as you can for him now, as opposed to letting him go for free. Right?
100% in agreement with you.
So if he doesn't want to be here, then you know what? I think that it's fine. I'm fine with the trade. I'm fine with them getting rid of him.
The only issue I have is that we signed a guy like Palmieri. Why? When you're trading,
isn't that what you say? That you have to keep some guys. You can't get rid of everybody.
Okay, but they did not need to re-sign him. They could have let him walk, give a young guy a chance, as opposed to bringing back a 34-year-old finished right wing. No. I mean, sorry.
I'm just letting you know what you tell me all the time. You can't get rid of everybody. You can't cut everyone.
They didn't have to re-sign him. He didn't have to be re-signed. They should have moved him at the deadline, is what they should have done. They should have moved him at the trade deadline. Get more assets. That's what they should have done. Freedom Fund Adventure goes, Son X, the Kraken fan with his lighting. If you can't see the orange and blue, if you can't see with orange, use blue. Why are you talking like you are working for a smooth jazz station tonight? Yes, X. Sometimes
it's probably because I have this new microphone. Makes me sound better.
It's probably because you're in that little subdued. Hey, everybody, let's spin some vinyl. Miles Davis
on today's podcast. Next comment, Grubby.
Frank from Empire State says, "How we all doing? Hey, Grumpomania and X-Band. That's you, X.
What's up? What's up?"
JP says, "What the hell is Declare doing still on this projected roster?" It's funny. He did an interview and he said, I'm still with the Islanders. He didn't say we. He said, "Oh, my team," or "I'm still with this team." He's a quitter.
Yeah,
he's a quitter. He's a quitter. No use for him. He's probably going to play. He's probably going to start, right? We'll talk about that next week. Freedom Fund Adventure goes, I could see Son X wearing a tiara, but not a crown. Oh, damn. He's calling you a bitch.
Well, I'm hoisting that trophy at the end of the year, at the end of the season. My fantasy team is elite.
And X good in those fantasy leagues, I got to say. Got to give him
always draft a good team.
Got to give him some credit. Gungun says, Son X, what would it take for you to get an Islanders tattoo?
Oh, a lot.
Is Dog Z as strong as a baboon?
Dog Z is deceptively strong.
He's not as strong as a baboon.
He dragged you down, Grumpy, in the street.
Okay. He's not as strong as a baboon. I bet you he could not climb a tree and shit like a baboon could.
He probably could get up there.
He couldn't get up there.
If you put some treats up there, some like steak, probably get up there.
Baboons are really strong, man.
I mean, baboons are really strong. I get that. He could absolutely outrun a baboon for certain.
He probably could outrun a baboon.
He's very fast. And to get the Islanders tattoo, I'm terrified of needles, so I'd say a lot. A lot.
Johnny Mack says, Grump, going to the Auburn Baylor game Friday, then the home opener next Saturday.
Ooh.
I see a new T-shirt in your future. Thank you, Johnny Mack. As you can tell, Johnny Mack's great, man. He sends me these shirts, and that's why I wear a lot of his stuff on the show. Anyone who sends me something, I will rep them, without a doubt.
I just want to let Johnny Mack know, though.
You're not getting anything.
No. I'm not asking for something. I want him to know who the father of the state of Alabama was last year.
Oh boy. Okay.
Boomer Sooner.
X is a big Oklahoma fan.
I'm a big Oklahoma fan. They were terrible last year, but they beat both teams in Alabama. So
it's true,
they the state.
Matthew S says, and X is absolutely someone to rub it in, by the way.
No, okay. I don't. I was just playing.
You're
around.
just bagging on Johnny Mack.
No. I just play around. I just wanted to let him know that one of my buddies is a really big Auburn fan. So
Johnny Mack.
Yeah, Johnny Mack is an Auburn fan.
Matthew S says, fire Son X, hire me.
I know, right? My intro was terrible today. Terrible.
That's true.
X is struggling.
X is struggling.
Hold on, Grumpy. Hold on.
I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you hear it?
Yes. It should be. I couldn't care less about X struggling.
Struggling.
I tell you what, Joe Namath, drunk as he was really punctuated every single syllable.
That he was. He spoke very clearly.
Struggling.
I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
It was great. Frank from Empire State says, in all fairness, X-Man got a bunch.
That is true. But I did fail. That is correct.
That's true, X. Thomas Mato goes, what's the deal with the fantasy league? We're going
let's read it off one more time, Grumpy. Do you want to read it off or me?
You can read it off.
All right. So we are going to be doing a fantasy football draft for the Islanders League. That is going to be on this Monday coming up. It's going to be starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are interested in joining the league, hit us up on social media, or you guys can email us at the Islanders Fans United at gmail.com email address.
Email is probably the best way, because then we'll have your email address and we
can add you directly into the league. Yes, I agree with that. We can send you an invitation directly through there.
What's the worst thing about being part of that league, X?
TJ's in charge.
DJ's in charge. It's absolutely the worst thing.
You already know how he was with this podcast.
He's a tyrant.
Exactly.
That's what he is. Gungun says, is there a way we can find out if TJ has been practicing his Yiddish? He is not. Will the Islanders season have an exciting finish? No.
I'm hoping it does. But I can't see it. Well, okay, let me ask this, right? I think we're both in agreement here that we want the team to fail as badly as possible to get a better draft pick in this year's upcoming draft.
Yeah, I want one more year of
suck.
Let's load up with because they're not ready to play right now.
We understand that. Yeah,
no one on the team is ready to step in the minors is ready to step in.
So Schaefer, I feel, is going to get rushed though,
and I hope not.
And I think I know you hope not, and I think we all hope not. But I have a feeling he's absolutely going to be rushed if he shows any, and I mean any, glimpse or glimmer of talent. He's going to be put into that starting lineup. They're going to want to sell tickets, and they know that that's the way to do it.
Well, I don't want it to be any more than the 9 games.
It's going to be more than the 9 games. In my opinion, it will. If he shows any bit of promise at all in those 9 games, he is going to be up with the big team.
I just don't want to burn an ELC year for him.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. We both think that it's the wrong decision, but I think that's the decision that's going to be made because it's going to be the decision that's made with the wallets as opposed to with the brain.
And hopefully the exciting finish is the Islanders battling for worst record in the league.
Yes. Actually, hopefully the exciting finish is we win the draft lottery, right?
That would be. Freedom Fund Adventure goes, for those of you who missed the Sunday show because of the morons can't figure out the notification.
Whoa. We figured it out now.
We had massive breaking news worthy of TMZ. Fiance Y used to date Brad Marchand.
No, she did not. She did get an opportunity to meet him and was too afraid to go over there and talk with him. I'm like, are you kidding? I was so upset. I don't even like him as a player. I absolutely would have gone over there and been like, hey, can I just get a picture with you real quick? Absolutely would have.
What the heck?
And he was taking pictures with people. Apparently he was really nice.
Yeah.
What everybody said, he was a really nice guy, took pictures with everybody and talked with people a little bit. So
I have a lot more respect for him. I hate him as a player.
Yeah. He's always been shit. Well, when he played for Boston. Yeah. Honestly, I like him with Florida.
I do like him with Florida.
I like him with Florida, but I hated him when he was Boston. Hated him.
He put the Bitchinette in his place. Shut him down.
Yep.
Shut him. Dale says, amazing what can happen if you actually draft players.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of getting rid of your picks every year.
Or instead of just going just off the board by picking a guy like Simon Holmstrom in the first round when you could have had him in the second round. Could have had Connor McMichael in the first round. That was TJ's guy, was Connor McMichael. Mine was Philip Tomasino. hindsight being 2020, Connor McMichael was a better selection. I like Tomasino, higher upside, offensively. But Connor McMichael was really good, but his skating wasn't good. I'm a big guy skating.
Yeah,
Skating
you can't teach skating.
Well, you
gotta,
can, but if you're elite, it helps.
Would you say that you can teach speed in skating though?
Yeah, you can.
Really?
Yeah, but the whole thing is, you got to work. Some guys are more naturally gifted than others, but that's what power skating coaches are for. Ryan Richard says, "What up?
What's up? What's up?"
Freedom from Adventure says Islanders rose so high in the prospect rankings because the Islanders hired a fantastic GM in Darsh. Oh my God. We are at the start of a happy new era in the Islanders hockey, despite Grumpy's gloom and doom.
I am with Freedom on this. I think he's done a good job so far.
He's okay.
He's done the right things, right? You can't complain about that.
He did some things well, some things not so well. The Romanov contract was bad.
I get that. I get the Romanov contract is bad. I would take the Romanov contract mess up to then have some prospects that pan out.
8 years for that guy. 8 years.
I get it.
Years.
I get it.
That, again, it hamstrings you long term.
No, not really though, because you've even said multiple times that the cap keeps going up year after year after year after year. So that contract in 8 years isn't going to look as bad as it is now.
He's a crappy player today.
I get you don't like him as a player. I understand that, but I'm saying the cap keeps going up year after year after year. The contract won't be as bad by year 6, by year 7 as you think it is.
Okay, but it's the term that bothers me.
I would rather take I'd rather take that terrible signing, that contract extension, and get the players that he got. I would sacrifice with the crappy contract extension for what we got in the draft.
Okay, but you didn't need to re-sign him to that crappy contract.
Honestly, it doesn't hurt me that bad.
Okay, I'm just looking at pros and cons. Jonathan Drouin contract. I consider that a pro.
Would you not argue though that the players that we drafted is more of a pro than the contract con for Romanov?
Potentially, yes.
I think yes, because if any of them pan out, and that contract, which we obviously know it's going to happen, the cap's going to keep going up year after year after year, looks not as bad price wise, I think it's a win.
Okay. Why did you draft Aitchison? He is Alexander Romanov. You did not need to give Alexander Romanov 8 years.
He's a better version.
You could have given him 5 years.
But again, they draft Aitchison, right? Because they're hoping that he can pan out and become good. There's not a guarantee that he is going to become good, right?
But Romanov sucks.
Well, that's in your opinion.
And Matthew Schaefer is absolutely already better than Romanov.
Yeah, Schaefer is phenomenal.
He's a left shot defenseman. The whole organization is loaded with left shot defensemen. Loaded. No right shot defenseman, none. Totally bereft, but loaded with left shot defensemen. That's why you don't give him an 8-year contract extension. What does it do? It blocks everyone else. Adam Pelech has 4 years left, 3 years left on his deal. You're going to have Schaefer's going to get, whatever he's going to be here forever. So you're going to see Romanov getting $6.8 million as the bottom pairing left shot defenseman.
Would you not argue though Aitchison was the best defenseman on the board at the time?
I don't have a problem.
That's why they pick him. That's why they picked him.
But you didn't need to give that contract to Romanov when you absolutely knew Schaefer was coming in. All you have to do is look at your depth chart, and you can say, Pelech, Schaefer, and we're going to need somebody in the future. You could have signed him to a 3-year extension or a 4-year extension. No problem. Did not need to be 8.
I'm not saying that I think the deal was good. I'm not. I think it was way too long. I agree. And a little bit too much money. I think it was. But I think as the contract progresses year after year after year and the cap goes up and up and up, I think that the signing will look not as bad.
Okay.
Is my point.
I
don't think the signing will look as bad.
For me, that's not good enough.
Okay, so you wouldn't say overall that he's been doing a good job.
I give him a B. A B is
pretty good.
Okay. Like I said, Drouin. I think the guys that he retained, that's what drops his grade. I've seen these guys.
Okay, well, he had to retain some guys, right? You can't just get rid of everybody, or you can't just let everybody walk.
Okay, they were unrestricted free agents. You did not need to bring them back. You could have signed some other ham and egger for less money.
What if they didn't want to? Remember, we're not a great market to sign players. Nobody wants to come here.
You could have signed Mike Riley to a 3-year deal. Instead, he goes to Carolina, and you watch Mike Riley's going to take off in Carolina.
Well, Carolina's a winner.
Carolina is a winner. I
Carolina's
want the Islanders to be
every
winners.
year, and they go pretty decently far in the playoffs every year. They have a selling point for people to join their team. It's a little bit different.
The Islanders like it. Hey, man, it's nice and easy here.
Well, the only selling point the Islanders have, to be honest, right now is you get to go on vacation early at the end of the regular season. I mean,
they could book their Disney vacation now. Is that what you're saying next?
Yeah, I mean, again, you can get certain caliber players, but the guys who really want to win and really want to be there will not join your team. They won't.
I disagree with Freedom Fund Adventure where it says I'm gloom and doom. I'm not gloom and doom.
I like what Darsh has done. I'll just say it. I like it. I like the draft that he had. And I know what I look more towards the future with a team like this than the current team that we have. And I think that the players that he picked were the best players that were on the board available.
I think it's just been good and bad. Some good and bad. That's all. Craig, the regular human bartender, says too many fans are getting hopes up for the playoffs. It's a mediocre team that should be shooting for the lottery. Can we temper expectations?
I'm hoping for the playoffs, but realistic me, probably not going to happen.
We are going to talk about that next week. Yep. Frank from Empire State says, hit the thumbs up button. Way up. 2 thumbs way up. Yes. Siskel and Ebert style. Frank from Empire State adds, Danny Nelson is pretty good. If he turns out to be a third-line center, I don't have a problem with him. J.G. Pajot should be gone at the deadline. Anders Lee, gone at the deadline. That's what should happen. This team should be looking towards the future. That's it. That's why Roman Palmieri was mystifying to me, signing him back. Why? He's not going to be here when the team is good. Not going to be. Freedom Fund Adventure adds, see, this is why you need to read more and listen to more Sun X and the Grumpy. Yzerman was literally plays for developments in all those areas listed by his coach. Islander scouts, many analysts, War Dog. I didn't like what I saw from him. I don't need somebody to tell me. I watched him play for BU last year, and it was PU as far as I'm concerned. Gugun says, from out of nowhere, the Mets and the Yankees suddenly look good. Is an exciting September. Is an exciting September understood?
The Yankees did turn it around the other day.
Well, here's the thing. If they got to play Boston, they're going to lose.
Yeah, they're going to lose. Yeah. And I was about to say too little, too late.
Ryan Richards asks, who's going to win the AFC East? We will be talking about that Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
Yep. Tune
but
in.
I'm going to give you I'll throw that bone out there. How is anyone picking anyone but the Buffalo Bills for the AFC East?
I agree.
Josh Allen will win the AFC East. I'll put it to you that way.
Wow. But don't worry, he'll choke in the playoffs like he always does.
He hasn't choked in the play. He's not been the problem in the playoffs.
Really?
No, look at his
playoff. Never fumbled or thrown interceptions in the playoffs.
His playoff numbers have been damn good.
Okay.
His playoff numbers have been
never fumbled
good.
or thrown interceptions in the playoffs.
Right. Sean McDermott beats them in the playoffs.
Sorry, I didn't realize. He's never thrown an interception or fumbled in the playoffs ever.
He's been really good. Freedom of Adventure goes, Yzerman is not walkie. Oh, maybe saying Wally. Not even close. He's probably not as good. You can see video of Yzerman at Worlds destroying Toronto's D prospect after he destroyed him, verbally destroying him. Education is key to great conversation. I hope you're right. These guys, that's their job. They get paid to watch these guys, and they make the determination. I watched him play one game, and I was like, dude, this guy does not play team game. It's a goal hanger. It's a goal hanger. Hangs out at the center ice line.
Cherry picks.
For a break. Cherry picker. That's what he does.
Yep.
And maybe it was just the game and situation. I don't know. But I was unimpressed.
That was the Checkers game, right?
No. That was BU in the some tournament in college.
Oh, okay.
Freedom Fund Adventure goes, Sun X, have you gone back and watched the Islanders prospect scrimmage? It would be quite helpful to you in this role. Less Minecraft and more Islanders hockey. Islanders prospect Tikkanen has grown even more, 6'9".
Wow.
How many guys 6'9" are really successful in the league?
How tall was Chara?
One.
And was it Zdeno Chara?
Yeah, I think he's 6'9". He was 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, all I know is he had a signature kind of check. You remember what that check was, Grumpy?
What was it, X? Tell me.
I coined the phrase the Chara check. He would line guys up in the boards right where like kind of the bench was, and then it met like the other piece of glass, and he would just tip them over with their head and just ram their head right in there going full speed, and they'd be concussed on the ground, shaking, convulsing.
Oh, all right,
Chara check.
Calm down, X.
That's what he would do.
Freedom Fun Adventure goes, let's have a bit of fun. What does baby Liza call each money of the member of the family? Does she call TJ Shriek or Shrek?
I think I don't know if that's Shrek or Shriek. I don't think she calls us anything.
I think she's been called Baba. Baba. She's been calling me Baba. Baba.
Yeah. She just makes kind of baby noises right now.
Well, she knows Mama, Dada.
Yeah, she does know Mama and Dada.
And Baba. 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 Baba.
Oh, and then we got here from X Pun. Chara is 6'9".
6'9". Gungun says, is Matt Martin considered an all-time Islanders great? No. Grumpy, thus far as Son X carrying his own weight. No. He's getting there, though. He's getting better.
I'm learning.
He's just making a whole lot of bold proclamations, like he's going to just flip the switch come regular season. That's usually.
I got to watch the games to get a feel for the team.
Okay.
I feel like I can get. Here's what I think. Here's my prediction. As soon as I watch one game, the preseason, because I'm going to watch them in preseason. So as soon as I watch the preseason games, I feel like I'll get a better understanding for how the team is as a whole. And I feel like I'll get a better understanding for how the players play.
You do realize that in the preseason games, you get a lot of guys who are not going to make the team, right?
Well, that's good. And I can learn about them too.
Okay. Excellent. I like it, X.
That's right.
Freedom Fun Adventure says, Son X.
Did you answer this one about Matt Martin being an all-time Islander?
He's not.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't put him as all-time either.
I mean, he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, exactly. I would say he's a fan favorite, but I wouldn't. They're not retiring his number anytime soon.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Freedom Fun Adventure adds, Son X, you can have very skilled players who with high compete. Bossy had a very high compete level, but wasn't the most physical guy. Yes, buy the Romanov jersey, annoy Grumpy and the Ogre. No one's getting a Romanov jersey in this family. Nick Azzato says, is Schaefer actually playing in the NHL this year?
I think 9 games he is.
Absolutely. I think he should have went to college. I don't think he wanted to go that route. I don't want to see him burn the LC. I don't want to see them ruin him. I would much rather let him develop a little bit. Most defensemen don't come in and light the NHL on fire. They just don't. Particularly kids who are just turning 18 years old. And it can ruin them.
Yep.
Be a mistake.
Can ruin their development. Absolutely.
Ryan Richards said, what sports did Grumpy play growing up? Baseball, football.
He asked for play. You tried to get in.
Grumpy play. What sports did Grumpy play growing up?
Yeah. Did you not hear my comment?
But I was almost like a professional, X.
Almost like a professional. No, I said you actually had to play. He said play.
Oh, I absolutely
get in to play.
Absolutely. Gungun says, whose future is brighter, the Islanders or the Rangers? At this point of the show, is TJ a stranger?
I think the Islanders' future is much brighter than the Rangers currently.
I think I want to say Islanders, but I want to see how some of these guys pan out.
They said currently. I think it's currently whose future do you think is brighter? Based off of projections of our young guys, would you not say that our future is brighter than the Rangers?
The Rangers aren't afraid to spend money, though. And
okay, we're talking about the current situation of both teams and the prospects that each have.
It doesn't say anything about prospects.
Okay, the current situation of both teams. Whose future do you think is brighter?
I'll say the Islanders because
with projections. There you go. There you go. You know
what? The Rangers are not afraid to spend money.
God, currently, it's not talking about who's going to spend more money in the future.
It didn't even say currently. It said, whose
I mean,
future is
it's
brighter?
currently. Whose future is brighter?
It didn't
Oh,
say.
well, I mean, 100 years from now.
You cannot add words to the
Oh,
grammar
dude.
comments.
Okay. I mean, well, then you could read it like 100 years from now then, right?
I just read it exactly as it was written. Gungun said,
the answer is Islanders.
will Schaefer be Potvin Jr.? Will he be called up to the NHL later or sooner? He is
Sooner.
not going to be Dennis Potvin. I think he's going to be better offensively than Dennis Potvin. Dennis Potvin was a beast out there. He was an absolute beast defensively, a great two-way guy. What I like to hear at the end of his career, that Schaefer and Potvin are in the conversation for best Islanders defenseman of all time. That's good news right there. And I think he's absolutely going to play the first 9 games.
Yeah, and I think he'll be up with the NHL sooner rather than later. I think as I said, they're going to think with their wallets. They're going to want to make the money. They're going to go ahead and put him out there to sell tickets. That's my thought process on it.
Okay.
As a team, as a local for a team that struggled for years, the Carolina Panthers do that all the time. All the time. They'll rush somebody out there.
Ryan Richards says 48 is a cool number. You guys are lame. 48 blows. It's a horrible number. It's a stupid number.
JJ.
It sucks. Freedom Front Adventure says Schaefer selected the horrible number 48. Yeah, horrible. Freedom Front Adventure says SunX just offered to buy Grumpy a Schaefer jersey. No, he didn't. Grumpy, call your credit card companies and have them issue cards with new numbers. SunX obviously got your card information. I know he ain't springing for it.
That was a good comment. I will say that's a good comment. Now I'll get you the DH Gate special.
Google says, how important is it for the skate blade to be sharp? Very, very much so. Was Robin Williams' best role in The World According to Garp? Have you ever seen The World According to Garp?
I don't think so. What would you say is his best role, though?
I'll
say one, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me on it.
Okay. What one do you say?
I think Good Will Hunting. I liked him a lot in that.
He was a supporting actor in that role.
I still thought he was really good.
He was good.
His speech that he gave to Matt Damon in that movie was great.
Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't good in that, but it was a smaller role. I thought he was really good in Dead Poet Society.
I was going to say that was the other movie I was going to select.
I thought he was over the top in Good Morning Vietnam. I didn't hate the movie.
I liked him best in Jumanji.
Jumanji was good in
Jumanji was good, though. I know I'm dogging on Jumanji. Jumanji was a good movie. It was really good.
You know, just since we're talking about movies, you know, a movie that is a guilty pleasure movie for me. Twister.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Twister was good. Twister was a good movie, though. I wouldn't consider that a guilty pleasure.
And here's another movie I love. It was on Turner Classic Movies last week. Trapeze.
Yes.
Burt Lancaster, Tony Curtis, Gina Lollobrigida. Great movie. They don't make movies like that anymore. Love Triangle. Burt Lancaster was great in that movie. They had a midget in it. They had, they had lions. They had Gina Lollobrigida, Tony Curtis. Really,
didn't
really
they do their
good.
own stunts too?
Burt Lancaster did. He used to be in the circus.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did it without the net. Remember, they took the net down.
That's right. And they did. I mean, they did. Come on, do the triple. Come on, you're the only one can do it. Oh man, it was great.
Yeah, mine are.
I'm getting goosebumps. Goosebumps just thinking about it. And they hit the triple. They turn the music off. Everybody runs away. Oh, they're staring up the girls, the dancing girls. No, they run away. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, they're sweating. It's like, come on, knock me off. Get off of there, Rigger. Great movie. Fantastic ending. The Wicker Man says the 0-2 team was good, but really, the best team over 25 years was that 0-2 team. Okay. JP says, I love the 0-2 team, but it's tragic. That's the damn pinnacle of the past quarter century. Total loserdom. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Been good.
It's been bad.
Good. Jeff Blake. No, Jeff Blake.
I would say a lot more lows than highs over the last 25 years.
Yes. Gungu says, Grumpy, did you ever have difficulty sleeping after a tough Islanders loss? I'm trying to think. When you know what? I don't think I ever have. I don't think I ever have. Because when you're younger, you don't think like that.
I can't say I've ever lost sleep over a sporting event. Have I been like upset in the moment if a team that I enjoy loses? Yeah, but I don't think I've ever lost sleep over it.
I don't mind rewatching sporting events. I don't have
Okay. You only like rewatching them if your team wins. You do not rewatch anything if your team loses.
If you would have let me finish,
Finish.
that is true. Like I've never rewatched Tom Brady's probably greatest Super Bowl game, the one against the Eagles where he threw for over 500 yards. I've never watched it again, and he was great in that game, but never rewatched it. Never did. And
Bill Belichick to this day, by the way, has not answered the question about why he sat Malcolm Butler.
Again.
Players know.
Players win games, coaches lose them. Just that plain and simple.
And then Son X, when eating Chinese food, how crucial is soy sauce? So I do not eat Chinese food.
Loser.
I do not eat Chinese food. Grumpy, I know that you consume some Chinese food. Do you use soy sauce?
It's imperative.
Imperative.
Okay. Imperative.
I think I have had soy sauce before on actual dove and duck meat. That was pretty good. I had that it had soy sauce with bacon on it. It was delicious. Very good. Freshly killed. Knew some kids who hunt. So they made that.
Wickerman says, yep. Who was that guy that scored the penalty shot against the Leafs before they lost the game in 7-2? Sean Bates. Sean Bates. Nick Cazzato says Tavares did score that goal on Luongo to get us the second round for the first time in a very long time.
And then that was when we lost to Pittsburgh, right? And Crosby took the dive. Crosby took the dive. I do remember that. I remember that vividly. I think I was in 6th or 7th grade when that happened.
It was 2016. So do the math.
No, sorry. That's right. I was in
14. Was it 14 or 16?
I was a sophomore that year. That's right. Sorry, not 6th or 7th grade. I was a sophomore that year.
Okay.
That's right.
It was either 14 or 16. I forget.
I think it was. No, maybe it was freshman. It might have been freshman. I can't remember. I just remember. I remember whose class I was in when I remember I was playing reruns of the flop in class. I do remember that. On my phone.
Freedom Fund Event says Tavares is a scumbag and a loser, and the curse of John Tavares is very real. If Barzy doesn't have a big and healthy year, I would recommend trading him. What you say, X and Grumpy?
I like Barzal a lot. Grumpy knows that he's probably my favorite player that's on the team currently. But if you can get assets for him, and I mean, at some point in time, if he can't stay healthy, he's not worth having on your team, right? You say it all the time. The best ability is availability. And if you're not available, there's no point to keep you. At some point in time, cut ties, move them, get some picks, especially with this draft coming up.
When you're moving Noah Dobson this year and you move Matt Barzal next year, you're in full-on rebuild. Yep. I don't even want to hear any conversations about, well, let's re-sign some other old piece of shit who's been on this team forever. No. I'd much rather move Bo Horvat than Matt Barzal.
Really? If Matt Barzal gets hurt again?
I don't care. Matt Barzal's a better player than Bo Horvat.
Okay.
I mean, he's younger. Bo Horvat. Well,
wouldn't you say that Matt Barzal probably has more value than Bo Horvat does?
Yeah, but Bo Horvat was that was a Darsh-like signing too by Lamarillo.
Okay, but but it was not Darsh, so you can't pin that on him. Do not say that. It wasn't him.
Is old, dumb, and stupid replaced with young, dumb, and stupid.
Okay.
Old, bold, and stupid with young, bold, and
stupid. He did not make that signing. He didn't.
It's the same type signing.
Okay, but he didn't do it.
I know.
That's then don't blame him. Don't say this is a Darsh-like action because all you're doing is slandering his name.
Like I said, I'd move him.
Don't slander his name, Grumpy.
If I was going to move anybody, it would be Horvat. Between Horvat and Barzal, I'm absolutely moving Horvat. He's a number one center on this team. On a good team, he's not a number one center. Just isn't. Wickerman says Tavares never played with really good wingers on the Islanders. Naismith just average. True.
Wasn't that when Grabner was on the team? Michael Grabner.
I think he was on the team at that time. Yeah.
That's the way back.
That's a very way back. Freedom Fun Adventure goes. I knew you guys were going to ignore the color buck comments on Dobson because it makes TJ and Grumpy look like they were wrong and have no idea what they were watching.
We got to him.
Never thought Grumpy would sissy out. No, we didn't talk about it because I knew you'd bring it up. That's why we didn't I knew you would bring it up.
Oh, you say Grumpy equals chicken poop. Oh.
I already said I think Clutterbuck is wrong. Flat out wrong. And you know what we're gonna see? We're gonna see it this season. I just want to see
only
just watch. Just watch. That's all. I'm keeping receipts, Freedom Fun Adventure. I'm keeping the receipts, baby.
I want you to be wrong so bad.
I'm gonna be right. I'm never wrong.
Real? Oh,
okay.
Really?
I will say I'm right 95% of the time.
That's high.
It's probably 98.
No.
JP says
I said high, not low.
For what it's worth, in the Islanders Toronto series in 2002, that was Dave Scatchard. Best hockey of his career by 1,000 miles. I like Dave Scatchard. Xpun3414 says Hopenny. That's a TJ favorite.
Yep.
Gungu says, Sunex, should you charge tickets for fans to see the Aurora Borealis on your ceiling? Grumpy, can you sing us some Hooked on a Feeling?
Dun, 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 dun. I'm high on
believing
that you're with me. Yeah. Probably not going to charge people to see the Aurora Borealis because technically, you just travel and go there. It's free to see. So, not going to charge.
Okay, go to the next comment. If you don't have anything funny to say, just go to the next comment. Freedom Fun Adventure says Clutterbuck also discussed all of Dobson's weaknesses and defensive liabilities. Grumpy just focused on the money and deflected onto Romanoff per the use. Ignored all Dobson's weaknesses per usual. Okay, I'm going to tell you again.
That's a Grumpy special.
I'm going to say it. I don't need to say it again, but I will just for you, Freedom. I will. Is Dobson the greatest defensive defenseman in the world? No, he's not. He's an offensive defenseman. When you shackle him with shitty partners like a washed-up Chara, a equally washed-up Green, and Johnny Boychuk, who's finished, and then put Romanoff with him, what do you expect? How did Romanoff look with Tony DeAngelo, another guy who plays no defense? They look like they were just parting the Red Sea, and who was the guy? Who was the guy in the Ten Commandments?
Moses
just walked right down the middle, right down Broadway. Everyone just goal chance, go up to goal chance, high opportunity shots. That's what Romanoff and DeAngelo are going to do this year. Just watch it. Be ready. Noah Dobson had to cover up for that useless Romanoff. I can't wait. I can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait for Noah Dobson to be a Norris Trophy finalist. Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Next comment, Gropey.
Freedom Fun Adventure's only suckered team like Montreal would give Dobson that much money in term for his abilities. Lou would have given
no for his liabilities. Read it right. His liabilities.
Lou would have given too much money, too much term, but glad we have a wise GM again.
That is correct. Darcy's been very good.
Is back to being he blows.
Oh,
that was a terrible.
Grumpy. Don't be salty.
Google says, Sunex, I expect to see your Islanders fleece blanket soon displayed. Is salmon or trout best filleted?
I will have it displayed for the next show. I'll have it out proudly. And salmon or trout best filleted. I don't eat either. I don't eat any fish.
I don't eat fish either. I don't want to eat anything that breathes in so much.
I'm just going to say sure. Yeah. Never had it, but we'll just say yes.
Freedom Runner says, getting rid of Dobson enabled the Islanders to get so many guys. Who did they bring in? They brought in Drouin. That's the guy they brought in. They didn't bring anybody in. Who?
Aitchison?
No, they're draft picks.
Yeah, but they got picks for him.
It has nothing to.
Well, those are people who are people brought in.
None of those guys are playing. They're not playing.
If they pan out,
okay,
it was a good move.
Oh, I'm not
and
saying.
We've even said you'd rather get assets for a guy who clearly doesn't want to be there than not get anything for him.
The Islanders are worse this year than they were last year.
You
I'm
want
getting
them to be worse
preview.
this year than last year, don't you?
Here now the news.
You've even said yourself that you want them to be worse this year than last year. You have been on record saying that, right?
True.
So then what are you complaining about?
I'm not complaining. I'm
Then
just
why are
saying.
you saying that it was the wrong decision to get
I
rid of
didn't
them?
say it was the wrong decision. We didn't bring anyone in for this year's roster. No
Who
one.
cares? That's good. That's a good thing that we didn't. We
Okay.
want to suck.
But here's the thing: you're trading a guy who's a building block piece for you.
You were just saying that you would rather us not get some old, decrepit piece of crap when we're in full rebuild mode, right?
I think what Freedom Fund. I'm going to put words in Freedom Fund Adventure's mouth.
Well, don't do that because he's not saying that.
Well, I
Don't
don't know
put
what
words
he's
in
saying.
people's mouths.
I don't know what he's saying.
I'm just saying you are contradicting yourself a little bit, Grumpy. You know, I'm usually on your side. But you're contradicting yourself a little bit.
There'll be no Sunday meal for you this week, X.
I guess I'll have to save up for next Sunday. It means I'm going to be coming double full, double hungry.
Yeah,
two kinds of hungry.
Honestly, if the guys pan out, I'm happy.
It's a good move. It's a great move.
Dotson didn't want to be here.
Yes.
Dotson didn't want to be here.
Take what you can get.
Had to be moved. But it's not like trading him made us better this year, because that is not.
I don't think he's even talking about making us better this year. I think he's talking about, do you think that it was the right move getting rid of him? And I agree that I think it's the right move getting rid of a guy who clearly does not want to be here.
Here's the thing. He's going to shine in Montreal.
That's
He's
fine.
absolutely going to shine in Montreal.
That's fine. We'll see. Again, you know what I mean? You're talking.
It's true.
What if he snaps his leg in half? What if he snaps his leg in half?
It
It doesn't play at all.
It's
I mean, a lot of stuff can happen.
It's true. It's damn true.
A lot of stuff can happen. You don't know.
Who was that? X, who was that? It's
Who?
true. It's damn true.
Oh.
Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Matthew
I just remember
Carbone.
him chugging the milk.
Matthew, that's right. Got milk. Matthew Carbone says, Grump, do you think Wah has to get the teams in the playoffs to keep his job? No.
No. I think ownership should know the team is not in good shape for this year coming up.
Yeah.
They should know.
Just to give you a little, like I said, boop, 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 boop. Here's a little news flash for you next week. We're not as good as we were last year. Just not. Freedom Fund Adventure says, Son X, I don't participate in fantasy sports, so you got nothing on me. Your entire life is a fantasy regardless. Wait until the real world finds you. Ouch. Ouch. That's a slam on you, X. You know why Freedom Fund Adventure does not take place in fantasy sports?
Is he afraid to lose?
Get his ass trounced by the master.
That's all I'm hearing.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Afraid.
I'm scared. Where's the little chicken?
I think his
Where's
previous
the little
comment,
chicken fits there?
I was about to say, I think we need that previous comment popped up
That's right.
again.
That's right. Freedom Fund Adventure equals those chickens. Goon says, when will the sound effects board be expanded? If the Canadians suddenly stink, will Dobson feel stranded? I think they'll be as good as last year. Remember, they're young and good. That was a good deal for Montreal. They're loaded in the minors. It didn't matter if they drafted two guys in a supposed weak draft. And they got a guy who's going to eat. He's going to be their top defenseman on that team. Number one defenseman on Montreal. They're going to be better. Now, could they take a step back? Yeah, because they're a young squad. They could take a step back. Matthew Carbone says, I see the Islanders being better than last year.
I don't. Maybe if Barzal stays healthy. And Sorokin was banged up last year a little bit too, right?
No, not really.
Okay. I thought he had missed.
Varlamov was out all year. That piece of trash.
Maybe that was it.
He's still.
But Sorokin's the starter.
Yeah. Ponybird Curtis says Grumpy pulled a Duclair last week and was a quitter. Huh.
No, you can blame that one on me. I was out of town. Sorry.
Yep, that's right.
My fault.
Gungun says, Son X, who were some famous jocks you've met? In this year's fantasy league, will Phil's Facts place a bet? Phil's Facts will not be in fantasy.
Famous jocks I've met?
Yeah.
I met, who was it? I met some of the Islanders players, but this was when I was really young. What, like 4?
Yeah.
I probably couldn't even name them.
Kenny Janssen.
But okay, how old was I?
You made him sign a yearbook, a puck.
How old was I?
I don't know. You were young and cute at the time.
Yeah, I was probably like 4.
Yeah,
and then Piazza, we almost got to meet Piazza.
Mr. Piazza, please.
I almost got to meet him.
Please have your autograph. And you got to understand how cute X was when he was little. That's how they trick you into having children. They make them cute, and you fall for it, and that's how you have more. And then they turn out to be like guys like X. I've
seen Bo Jackson before, didn't meet him. Seen him before though. Seen Dennis Rodman before. Who were some athletes that I met?
I have no idea.
I mean, I would have been with you. I know Coach K. We did the book signing with him. We got to meet him. Cal Ripken. Met him. Cal Ripken, sorry, Jr. Cal Ripken Jr.
Ric Flair.
Yes, Ric Flair.
And who is Ric Flair highly complimentary of?
Oh, God, I can't remember.
Me, that's who. Because you both knew how to say please and thank you. And most people don't in this day and age. They don't say please and thank you. They don't give a shit. You were raised the right way, X. I don't know how you're going to turn out, but you were raised the right way.
I think I turned out all right.
Pointybird Curtis says, guys, last podcast, I made a joke about bringing the Cuck Brigade on the show, and it went over your heads. I was referring to the Cuck brothers, a.k.a. the old Eyes on Isles boys. Oh, no, those, you know what? No, I can't. No. The Cucksters, they're not coming on this show. First of all, they're too scared, first of all. They're cowards. We all know.
You think they play fantasy sports?
I know what they play with, but they ain't fantasy.
Gee, okay. All right. Next.
JP,
come on.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Come on, next comment. Next comment.
JP says Billy Carroll was 25. Yes. Freedom Fund Red says, Grumpy, you are the only one saying Romanov sucks and the contract is bid. I'm smarter than everybody else. There are several years on the contract where Romanov doesn't have trade protection. If the Islanders move on, Aitchison not ready for 2+. Yeah, I agree with that. You could have signed him to a 3-year deal, 4-year deal. That's what you could have done. You didn't have to give him 8. And here's the thing: just because it reminds me of the movie Goodfellas. Hey, I'm a good shot. What can I tell you? When Joe Pesci shot down Spider, first hole I dug. Come on, no problem there. Freedom Fund says also Pelix sucks and is able to be moved this year, and will be because Darsh rules and Grumpy drools. I see Grumpy's parenting technique: give a little praise, but mostly beat them down. Is that true, X?
Hey, that is very true. That is very true.
Absolutely.
Barely any. When you do something great, you did all right.
You did okay.
When you do something wrong, you absolutely suck. You are terrible.
I expect you to do the right thing. I expect you to be good. That's That's not an expectation.
Wait,
that's what it should be.
No, it's not the expectation. It's the expectation.
Expectation. Very good. Freedom Fund Event says, I believe Sun X is doing a great job. Oh boy, yeah. You know how come? Because all your comments are getting queued up. He had a little meaningful training, and here he is doing the job. Wait until he gets more familiar. Oh my God. Go ahead. I'm surprised you didn't put that comment up 3 or 4 times. Blink it. Boop, 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 boop. Anything that makes X look good. There you go.
Always.
Matthew Carbone says the Rangers don't have any prospects, but they sign guys. That's my thing. I don't. Matthew Carbone says the Islanders spend to the cap, Grump. The Islanders are not afraid to spend. They overspend on their own guys who aren't that good. You don't manage. If the cap isn't managed well, this is when you get into this situation. I don't care that they spend to the cap. They overspend on their own guys. Not good enough. Freedom Fund Adventure says, see Grumpy playing verbal gymnastics and not just saying currently the Islanders have a brighter future is why we don't understand why he's so negative still. Lou is gone. Islanders owners not afraid to spend money. Right now we're under the cap. Islanders did not spend to the cap this year. Did not. Sorry, did not.
I think you can agree though that they currently have a better prospect pool and have a brighter future currently
in the prospect pool. Yes,
than the New York Rangers. To me, when I think about future, I think about what do you think about when you think about future of your team? What do you think about?
I think
prospects, right? Prospects,
I think about
rookies.
I think about current players on the team and the prospects.
Sorry. No,
I think
here's the prospects weigh the most into the future.
Here's what I'll say.
How long are those current players going to be on your team?
Here's what I'll say. One more year with a loaded draft, then I'm all in for the Islanders prospect group because not everyone is going to work out. Everyone would love for everyone to work out, but they don't.
Grumpy, you got to believe.
One more year.
Right?
One more. We had nothing in the system before this year because Cole Eiserman is Oliver Wahlstrom 2.0. Right? I mean, let's be honest. That's what it looks like. That's what people are saying. Ollie 2.0. I hope it's not the case. But this year's draft, A+. One more A+ draft, and now we're cooking. We're cooking with grease.
Motor oil.
Ryan Reynolds says, another great podcast. Grumpy is greater
Ryan
than
Reynolds,
Stephen A.
Ryan Richards, Grump.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Who did Ryan?
You said Ryan Reynolds.
Every time I always think Ryan Reynolds. I was even going to mention here. I said Ryan Reynolds, but it's Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is tuning in. Woo!
I hope you're making as much money as Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah. Hey, if you're making as much money as Ryan Reynolds, spread some of that wealth around.
That's
right?
what we're hoping.
All right. Next comment here.
Ryan Richards says, "Hope everyone has a good night." Same to you, Ryan.
You too.
Robert Marshall says, "Lou's not gone. Actually, freedom. Heard today, Lou's still doing the Islanders banking. My friend's brother runs a certain bank and is friends with Lou. Lou calls him and goes in before the bank opens to the public. What a dirtball. This is why little Chris still has a job. Fredo. Malkin is hiding across the pond. Darsh equals a Trojan horse."
Oh, I hope not. I hope not.
Well, see, hey, that's what I'm saying. Darsh, we know the best thing about Darsh. He's a hell of a rack-up pickleball player. That's what we know about him. Milo Brownie says, New York Times ranked the Islanders pipeline at number 9. Grumpy, do you agree? I think that's fair. I think one more good draft year, we're going to be top 5. I think one more. And the only reason that we're number 9 and not higher, I think, is because the guys that we drafted in previous years just aren't that good.
Or have dropped.
One more big draft, and I'm like, yeah, now we're moving. Yep. And that's what they should be gearing for. Is one, yes. Let's load up in the draft, get younger, and then you could just fill in with B level.
I think we should just select fans and start putting them out there on the ice for the games.
Why not? And then you can fill in with some B level. Let everybody's contract expire. There's nobody on this team that of the older guys who are must keeps. Nobody.
That would actually, Grumpy, be a phenomenal sales tactic. Would you not? Would you think that people would tune in to watch the New York Islanders fans play games? And the thing is, you'd have to pay for the rights to get out there. So whoever the highest bidder is would get the opportunity to go out there and play.
I think the sadomasochistic fans would like that, particularly playing against teams like Florida or Boston or Philadelphia. Well, not Philadelphia so much anymore, but teams that like to run guys all over the ice. I think they'd love to see some, a hot dog vendor getting smoked along the board.
Absolutely.
I think that actually I would tune in for that.
I think everyone would. All I can think of is real life Waterboy. I think it was who was it? Michigan with the towel boy in? Yes, that's the first thing I thought was like the towel boy coming in. People would absolutely tune in to see that. It'd be better than Banana Ball.
It would be better than Banana Ball.
You'd have to sign a waiver.
I don't know what the salary cap ramifications of that would be. Aaron Glendon says, "Hey boys, I'm here even though it's almost over, but it's time for me to get into fantasy football." Let's talk about it one more time, X.
So just giving another shout out. We are going to be doing the Islanders Never Say Die Fantasy Football League. That is going to be coming up this Monday, coming up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 8 o'clock. It has not been determined as of yet. It'll either be 8 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Monday evening.
Yes. If you guys are interested in joining, please reach out to us via social media, or probably the preferred route would be shooting us an email at islandersfansunited@gmail.com. So that way we can get your email address and get you logged into the league.
Islanders with an S, fans with an S, united@gmail.com.
That's correct.
Aaron, we expect you to be in that league.
Yes.
And I know he's going to like a lot of Detroit Lions players.
Detroit, yes. We know he's a Detroit fan.
JP said, believe it or not, Mike Bossy sat about 10 feet from me and my father at either a Beefsteak Charlie's or a Sizzler. Can't remember which one. My father wouldn't let me interrupt his meal.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why you get him after his meal.
Okay, that tells you how much he was getting paid. If he was eating at a Sizzler's or a Beefsteak Charlie's, he was not making a whole lot of money.
That's when you wait for him in the parking lot.
Freedom Fund Adventure, our favorite Dobson hater, says Dobson won't be the number 1 D man in Montreal. Oh, he will. He will. How about Montreal giving up 3 big assets for a guy who won't be a number 1? They didn't give up any assets. They gave up a 4th line player, a 0, anybody you can get. And I'm not bagging on Henneman. I think that, you know what? I hope he brings some energy to the 4th line. But he's a 4th liner, not a difference maker. He's a 4th liner. And they gave up 2 2 first-round picks. They are loaded with prospects. Montreal is loaded with prospects. X, where do they rank, X? If we were looking at there, where does Montreal rank in the prospect rankings? I'm going to bet higher than 9.
Give me
if I
1
was a
second. I'm gonna look
betting
it up.
man. I could be wrong. I should have checked myself before making that statement, but I didn't. But I got to think they're probably top 10. They're loaded with prospects. Montreal. That's why they can afford to trade 2 number ones and a 4th liner to get a true number 1 defenseman.
Or number 3 in the
Number
2025
3.
NHL prospect.
That's why they have so many prospects. They didn't need the 2 draft picks. Didn't need them. That's a nothing for them. That's a nothing burger for them. And they traded a 4th liner and they got their number 1 defenseman. That's a good trade. That's a really good trade for Montreal. Everybody said that. Go back to that, please, X. I just want to finish the rest of the comment, if you don't mind. Isn't Dobson a progress stopper for the 2 young right-handed defensemen Grumpy wants from Montreal, like 28 and 3? Absolutely not. He's your number 1 right shot defenseman. That's what he is. Period. End of sentence, end of story. He makes Montreal better. Absolutely. I don't know if Montreal's goaltending is good enough, but they're much better with him. They're much better this year than last year. It doesn't mean the record's going to be as good, but they're much better as a team. Freedom Fun Event says, nice one. Me on with fantasy sports. I laughed. I don't do fantasy sports because I have other things, but would love to find someone to dominate you. Something to dominate you at. Keep looking. Keep looking. It's not going to be with your Romanoff takes. That's certain. Aaron Glandon says, good show, boys. I enjoy listening to Grumpy's rants.
Yep.
I like ranting too. Robert Marshall says, that Romanoff signing is obviously from Lou. Darsh isn't going to give him 8 years after he just drafted his replacement. My little brownie says, fantasy football is on the Islanders podcast show. Did I miss something?
Yep, we do a league every year.
We do a league every year. My little brownie, do not be afraid to join in. We love you. I don't know how many people we're going to have. Who knows? But TJ will be in the league. I will be in the league. And X, you say you're going to be in the league?
Yes. Even if it's just a beat up on TJ.
What's the worst thing about being in that league again, X?
TJ is running.
TJ's in charge of the league. It's the worst thing possible.
That's right.
X
and last comment for the night, Grumpy.
Fun 3414 says, got to watch those Habs. They're going to be a sick team real soon. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be this year. It would not surprise me if they take a step back. They're really, really young. But they're talented, very talented. Need a goalie, though, I think. Better goalie.
Anything you want to say before we hop off, Grumpy?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't, from the Grumpy Old Man and Son X.
That's right. And I want to appreciate everybody for coming out and listening as always. Love the interaction in the comments, and we will see you guys next time.
Don't be afraid to listen to the TJ and Grumpy Old Man show on Sunday at 8 o'clock.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep. See y'all next time.
Join the Islanders Fantasy Football League.
Yes. All right. Thanks, Grubby.